No, 100%. And we talked about this on the phone, Dre, like a few times actually, and how Chapek is very much like, in terms of the parks, like the projects that he kind of has spearheaded
Sure.
are kind of like 80% there, right? So
Yeah.
it's like a perfect example of like a Chapek project is Avengers Campus. Good land, right? Good land, not great, good.
Mm.
It's got a lot of cool stuff in there, but
Mhm.
there's something missing. It needs like one more thing, right?
An
And
awning for the Pim's Test Kitchen seating area. Is that what you're talking about? Oh no, you're talking about something else. Okay, sorry.
no, that's definitely one of them for sure.
Yeah.
And get rid of that. What is that? That beer cheese garbage?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get rid of the beer cheese. That's for sure. That's one thing too many. Take that off. Put the awning in there. Then we're good. Then it's a great land. No, joking. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but that seems to be kind of like the Chapek MO, right?
Right.
Is like he does decent stuff, but it's always like just not quite there, right? And I think that's the future right now with Chapek, is that we're going to see a lot of projects that are not completely garbage. It's not going to be like, like it's not going to be like DCA 1.0 kind of stuff. I mean, I think Chapek actually puts in more investment into the stuff than we saw with like Paul Pressler, to give Chapek credit, but I do think that we're going to get a bunch of like mediocre stuff like Avengers Campus, where like it's like good enough basically. And like look out for stuff like that when D23 comes around in September. It's going to be a bunch of projects like that where it's like, okay, it's okay. It's not going to blow your mind. It's not Pandora, it's not Cars Land. But it's doable.
It is doable. And look, I don't think he's like a Rocket Rods guy where it's like, oh man, so
or
many
superstar limo kind of guy,
right? Or superstar limo kind of guy, right? I think he's a couple steps beyond that. Right. That being said, though, are we going to have, like you said, a Pandora where we just go all out? And, we just do do this to it's just an exceptional degree that is not surpassed anywhere else. I don't think so. Unfortunately, that's just kind of reality of the situation. Do I think? Do I have high hopes for example, which we're going to get, I guess, more info on this this upcoming week, but the Splash Mountain redo, right? Do I think it's going to be just blow your socks off? Oh my God, this puts Splash Mountain to shame. It could. Do I think it's necessarily going to do that? I don't think so. And the only reason I say that is because it's like, how much money are you going to spend towards something like this? Especially with attractions of this scale, this size, with all these animatronics that you have. Do you necessarily spend the money to just reskin them all and place them all around in creative and strategic ways? I don't know if you do. And this is kind of why I don't want them to touch Tomorrowland, because I think it would be kind of that similar ilk. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, and Splash Mountain, I mean, let's be completely frank, it's being done for social reasons.
Right.
There's really no even financial benefit to retheming it. The ride already has the demand. It's already one of the most popular attractions in any park that it's in. See, at least with, and my Epcot fans are going to hate me for saying this, but at least with Maelstrom, there was an issue with that attraction. There was a demand problem. So what do? Okay, let's make it a Frozen ride. That'll fix our demand problem. But that's different though than what's going on with Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain doesn't have a demand problem. We were there together just a few weeks ago, and it had massive waits just a few weeks ago.
Right.
And it's popular already. So what does adding Princess and the Frog do for them financially? Nothing. Are they really going to gain that much from it? Probably not. And they're not going to gain any new capacity, because all they're doing is reskinning a ride that already exists. And our friend over at Mickey Views made a fantastic video on this. Check out good. Braden over at Mickey Views. He recently did, I think it was like a week or so ago, about this whole situation with the Princess and the Frog retheme for Splash Mountain. He breaks it down as to why financially it doesn't really make much sense, and really why Disney, like you said, Dre, isn't going to spend that much money on it. It breaks my heart because that's a fantastic attraction, and I'm really, really scared on how that's going to turn out. So
yeah. And to your point, OG, we have a real quickly here. Our buddy Showcase here just posted something today, actually, about the wait times when it comes to Splash Mountain. Go ahead. I've shared my screen for
absolutely.
you to bring it up if you want to. Highest wait time in the park. You know, and that's kind of the reality of it. To OG's point here, I mean, it's like. What is the benefit here? It already has, like you said, strong demand. You're not going to necessarily increase that in ridiculously substantial ways, right? You might add some demand, but it's not going to be a huge amount. Are you necessarily going to sell vacation packages over it? I mean, maybe, but that's going to be a temporary thing, and especially if you don't do it correctly. I mean, how long is that going to last? Mickey Views has a fantastic video about capital expenditures and how they're kind of in a situation where even if you did have another CEO, right, who was willing to spend more money, they necessarily can't, because they have to keep CapEx really, really tight in order, to take money towards and put it towards the studio. Sorry, I do apologize. Put it towards the studio divisions, right, and fuel the creative output on that end. They still have an enormous amount of debt that they have to pay now, increased interest on, and all these kind of different things. And it's like, what is this going to look like here? Mickey Views doesn't have, unfortunately, the greatest outlook on it, and I do kind of agree with him. And it's what we've been saying on this show for quite some time.
Sector 2. Malfunction in Sector 2. All droids will be shut down for reloading of labor programs. Stand by for power disconnect.